His Excellency Dr. Andrew Fleming, British Deputy High Commissioner to India, Dr. Pankaj Mohanty, the Chairperson of SOCHM Odisha Chapter, Mr. Pramod Mohanty, representing both UCCI as well as the Mining Council of SOCHM, two industry stalwarts here, Mr. Shashi Shekhar Mohanty and Mr. Prashant Hota, and of course, Ms. Parminder, representing SOCHM India. First of all, I express my gratitude to SOCHM for having organized the second edition of the Odisha Manufacturing Conclave and for inviting a galaxy of speakers. And specifically, I must thank Primus Partners for releasing a very good book on usage of artificial intelligence in manufacturing, and the report, as all of you would observe, does take note of not only the opportunities in Odisha in AI-driven manufacturing, it also takes note of the Odisha AI policy as well as the Odisha AI mission, which have recently been launched, and my sincere thanks to Primus Partners for taking note of these two policy prescriptions by the government of Odisha. Now, my fellow speakers have given you a very elaborate background of how AI could assist manufacturing, what role would AI play in future in bringing more efficiency, better sustainability, better practices, and all that AI can achieve in the next few decades for manufacturing, for making manufacturing a much more return-oriented industry for all of us. What I would do in very few words, I would bring to your knowledge what is the landscape in Odisha for manufacturing industry, how is the government of Odisha approaching the use of better technology, including artificial intelligence, in making manufacturing more efficient, more smart, and more welfare-oriented in Odisha. As you all know, Odisha is all about minerals, metals, and being a coastal state. So all our manufacturing activity is actually at the moment driven by these two advantages which we have. We are a mineral-rich coastal state. So our mining industry, metallurgical industry, port-based industries, for instance, chemicals, petrochemicals, and demand-driven sectors of industry like food processing industry, textile industry, apparel, garment industry, and the other segments of services, the tourism, hospitality, hospitals, healthcare, all these industries are growing at a very fast pace. If you look at the economy of Odisha today, manufacturing contributes about 30% to the state's GDP. 36% of the state's GSDP comes from manufacturing. And the gross value addition, GSVA, manufacturing and industry contribute 53% to the GSVA in Odisha. These are encouraging figures, but there is further scope for growth. There is further scope for improvement. For instance, the share of manufacturing in Odisha's GSDP can grow from 36% to 40% and even more. And the share of manufacturing industry in manufacturing can also grow beyond what it is today at about 53% or so. This is being driven by policy. This is being driven by investments in infrastructure. This is being driven by improvements in governance. And this is being driven by our leadership, which places economic activity, growth of economic activity, including manufacturing and services, at the top of the agenda of the state government. You would have noticed that during the last 1 year, our government has positioned industrial growth as the topmost agenda for government. And that is why month after month, week after week, you would have seen activities happening where single window meetings have taken place, policy prescriptions have come, new industrial areas have been launched, new investors have come from far and wide, and there is a significant improvement in speed and pace of not only getting more and more investments into Odisha, but also getting more and more investments actually grounded on the field and helping them achieving their commissioning targets as early as is possible. Now, what role would technology play in future? My fellow speakers have already very elaborately mentioned all these points. I'll just touch a few brief points where state government can play a bigger role. Every 5 years or 10 years, new technologies enter manufacturing. And when these technologies come for the betterment of the industry, but at the same time, they also bring more competition onto the field. To elaborate this point and in more simple words, if 10 years ago, one of the major aluminium players in Odisha set up a 1.5 million tons per annum smelter at Jharsuguda, and they needed 3,500 acres of land for that investment. Just day before yesterday, same company have gotten approval of setting up 3 million tons per annum of aluminium smelter capacity at Dhenkanal, Odisha, and they themselves have asked for only 1,700 acres of land. While the capacity has gone up by 2 times, the requirement of land has gone down by half. Now, how could this happen in just 10 years? I mean, there is no revolutionary development which has happened in aluminium making technology. But yes, it has gone many levels up. And what was earlier done with 150 ampere pot lines is today being done with 600 ampere pot lines. What is this? This is technological upgradation on a far, far superior scale that has been seen in the previous 50 years. So in 10 years, aluminium manufacturing technology has taken a jump to a level which was unforeseeable about 10 years ago. This is all technology. Similar changes are happening in other metallurgical industry. Much bigger changes are happening in services industry, financial services, insurance, where fintech has virtually brought almost every year you will find some revolutionary change happening which makes the life of both the consumers as well as service providers much easy. Now, what is it that government can do to assist this change? How can technology infusion be assisted by government? So governments generally do, state governments and central governments generally together take 2-3 major initiatives to enable this thing to happen. Now, primarily it is upon the companies. When the aluminium company itself decided to adopt better technology, what is it that the state government did? State governments actually assist them in better technology integration, what is called technology adoption, by bringing up institutes, supporting institutions like IMMT or IIT or other sophisticated CSIR institutions set up by the Government of India. And these institutions actually assist in multiple ways. First, they make the local suppliers, the local manufacturers of those equipment. One-time technology could come from UK, it could come from Germany, it could come from USA, it could come from anywhere in the world. But when this technology transfer takes place amongst local industry, an aluminium company will have to service these equipment for the next 20, 30 years. Those ecosystem players are in India, they are in Gujarat, they are in Maharashtra, they are in Punjab, they are in Odisha, they are in Bengal. How will they adopt these new technologies faster? This technology adoption work is assisted by governments by putting up institutions like this. How will the manpower adopt these technologies faster? This is assisted by state governments by setting up centers of excellence in existing technological institutions. Our government, with the assistance of IMMT and with the assistance of IIT, with the assistance of NIT, we have been assisting the setting up of centers of excellence, not only for Industry 4.0, also for AI, also for ML, and also for any other new technology which could bring more efficiency, which could bring better sustainability to all the manufacturing base that we have in Odisha. And this is done with industry institution partnerships. Most of the leading industries in Odisha have good institutional linkages with the higher technology institutions set up by Government of India and state government in Odisha. What about the lower level, the supervisory level, the factory shop floor level workforce? We are one of the state governments who came forward to set up a World Skills Center where we did not provide the 20th century skills, the skills which are being used by fitters or mechanics or operators or electricians or plumbers in the year 2020. But those which are likely to be adopted by the industry in the year 2030 or beyond. I would welcome all of you to pay a visit to World Skills Center at Mancheshwar Industrial Area in Bhubaneswar, where you will find not only the trades have been selected, which are next generation, but also the equipment, the trainers have been trained on next generation equipment, and skills which are being imparted are for not only relevant for Industry 4.0, but even beyond. So whether it is assisting research, whether it is assisting in technology transfer or technology adoption by MSMEs, and by virtue of training of workforce, supervisory level as well as senior level, our government has been taking advanced steps. We are amongst the first governments to provide technology transfer and technology adoption incentives to MSMEs. Any micro, small or medium enterprise in Odisha, if it wants to adopt better technology, including AI or ML, or more energy efficient equipment, better sustainability practices, it is provided good incentive support by the government of Odisha, which enables this transition. Therefore, we are conscious of this fact, our government is conscious of this fact that technologies will change fast, technologies will also become obsolete faster, and it is important for the survival of businesses, survival of trade and commerce to be always adaptive, to look forward to new technologies, and also take assistance from government policies for adoption of better technologies for sustainability. I once again thank ASSOCHAM for having organized this second manufacturing conclave. In future, we could further partner with ASSOCHAM to organize such events in our industrial clusters, where actually more penetration of this kind of a dialogue would help MSMEs. This, for instance, it could be done in Jharsuguda, it could be done in Raurkela, it could also be done in Kalingnagar, Angul, Dhenkanal, Baleshwar, and places where there is more clusterization of our micro, small and medium enterprises, and this dissemination of of information about use of better technologies, modern technologies will certainly help MSMEs. Thank you so much.